I we gonna side with two right and two wrong. At least for me, my perspective from the outside looking in, from hearing what other people post. Valid statement. Let me tell you why it's a valid statement. Only for the simple fact of the tooth was evidence. The busted lip would have been evidence too. I'm not going, because I did this video like 4 different times. I had a different spiel. Not going to say it again because it's already over with, but she has a valid point. And tell me what y'all say to that point. I just want to know, if he did and you didn't end up with a busted lip, how did he get enough force to break a tooth and not at least put blood in your mouth?
A chip too, but not a bust. Anybody that's fucking remotely close to Rock Nation, I do not fucking trust. I don't trust. Don't give
Alright, on to the next one, because she pretty much gonna say the same shit again. But yeah, I could understand where you're coming from. It's just weird behavior that they got going on out there.
Accountability court. DDG came about and said that he was not able to see his son about a month or two ago. He stated that when he is able to see his son, he cannot have his son for more than 72 hours. If you go back to his stream from 4 months ago, dating back to January, from January 17th to January 19th, he had Halo, and you can tell in the video where it says Halo's last day in DDG Mansion. That is the video that I'm talking about. So he had Halo from January 17th to January 19th. If you go back in the timeline from January 2nd to January 12th, him and Halle had a good relationship, in which around that time you not only see Halle in his videos, you also see Halo, and you obviously see he's able to see his son more frequently. When he wasn't able to see his son more frequently, you see him posting a bunch of videos with girls. Now you fast forward to when he had said that he doesn't understand what's the issue because she has an issue with him making shoes with all these girls, but she also has something going on the side. Now we fast forward to the date she was talking about, January 22nd, the photo of the bruise. That's when she said January 22nd something happened, which I do believe because his last video was from January 21st, and that was TT's 21st birthday, January. Now the next video he made was January 29th, which signifies to me that something did happen on January 22nd. So with that being said, I believe that he and Halle have been having these issues with each other, of Halle not allowing him to see Halo frequently from after January 12th, because after January 12th you start seeing he's not able to see his son more frequently. Now you go back to the Met Gala. DDG asked to have Halo while she was out partying at the Met Gala. Halle said no. He came online expressing that he was very upset because of that. And then before then, you told the situation of he went to the house while Halo and Halle were sick. She said he could come. He came there. She sent him away. Now you go to the recent TMV post. TMV said while he was getting Halo, they were already in the car about to go. She came in the car, started a conversation with him about visitation rights. Keep that in mind. Now, whatever happened in the car, they got into a little physical dispute with each other. He ended up banging her head against the steering wheel, allegedly. Now, you go in a court order. The court order says not only did she file an order of protection of him, but she also requested temporary sole custody of their child. The judge granted temporary custody of their child until June 3rd, but she also
I'm only not stopping it because it sounds like she did her research, goddammit. And it sounds like she been watching the streams and keeping up. How about y'all? I'm siding with it. Remember I say 2 rights, 2 wrongs. This is the second right.
Requested for the judge to give her permission to take Halo to Italy for the next 2 months because she's filming a movie. So, we go back to what was said on the TMV post of, okay, they got into she wanted to address him about visitations, whatever the case may be, in which I think what happened was she wanted to take Halo to Italy. DDG did not agree, and in court of law, in the law, you need to have permission from the other parent in order to take your child out of the state and or country. DDG did not agree. He most likely felt, what's the problem with leaving him with me? Let me have my son. You could go to film the movie, whatever. I'll take care of him. Let me have my son. For whatever reason, Halle did not agree. That, and probably they both exchanged words, and therefore it got physical. It is not the question of whether or not it happened. It's the question of whether or not her intentions were pure. Because if your intentions were pure and you felt and you was afraid for whatever the case may be. Despite from what I'm seeing, they both had a little situationship going on, and when they didn't have a situationship, he started seeing other girls, and when she came online, he addressed the fact that she has an issue with him making streams and being with other girls, but she has her own little thing going on the side. Whatever. Has nothing to do with Halo. It should have nothing to do with the co-parenting relationship. Either way, my point is that if your intentions were pure and you genuinely felt scared for your life, and this man was really beating on you and was really doing this whatever to you, why would you use a photo from January 22nd coincidentally after the whole conversation came about of you wanting to go over visitation rights, whatever the case may be?
Now tell me, when y'all hear something right, what do you do? Why you think I ain't saying nothing to it? Because it makes sense. That's what defined as logic looks like type shit. She could still be wrong, but there would be nothing to argue about because she just put the timeline together. But check this other video out.
They created a new character and don't even know it. DDG's mom wanted to come out last night talking about she don't usually comment, she don't need usually, but now she feel like she has to say something. Well, Halle got a response for that. Y'all gonna stop playing with this girl and taking her kindness for weakness. She is now showing messages to the mother because we know unfortunately this mother has raised two boys that aren't able to talk directly to the children of their mother. And here she is saying, I'm back at the end of the month. He misses you too. And then the mother says, yay, that's not...
So answer me this question, and this will be the third time I'm making this goddamn video, but I'm gonna ask it again. If the mother raised two sons that are alike and are the same, right? That would be safe to say that the two boys will pick the same type of woman. What if it's the same type of woman? That they're fucked up because you can say all that, she made kids that are successes in life. She must not have raised bad people. They're successes. Bad people don't end, well, you know what I mean. It's like there's not a plethora of bad people up there. It's just a small group that wants everybody to do what they say, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the other people. She made kids that like their own successes. They don't have to work for nobody. They work for themselves. So you can't really say what you think you're saying, but I understand where you're coming from. It just doesn't make sense.
Not too long, laugh out loud. And Halle says on April 21st, somebody out there connect these dates to when this man was acting a fool. Hi.
Yeah, I remember the last video, the lady connected the dots. Y'all heard her. You came to this part of the video, you heard her connect these dots right here.
Just wanted to keep you in the loop. We'll be back the 11th. Haven't heard about Moo. Moo is DDG. Getting Halo later this week as we lightly talked about before. If he will be in town, would you like to get him the 27th and return him the 4th? Otherwise, I can keep him until we're back, but just wanted to let you know we will be back the 11th. The mom writes back, okay, I will double check with him and let you know. That's on the 21st. Mother writes back 2 days later, because I guess it was hard to get in touch with this son, and says, hi, I forgot to text you. He said that he will wait until you get back to get him. Okay? So this man that's been crying about how impressed he is to see his son is telling...
He can't do nothing else. If we're being unfair, he can't be irate, can't be mad, can't throw things that will make him look bad. Even if he wanted to, like that still will make him look bad. Not to say that you have to watch your image, but if you've been coming online and crying online about not seeing your child, the last thing you're gonna do is say, you better bring him to me right now, giving her evidence to make you look bad. But I don't know, can't say. So tell me what y'all think though, if y'all got to this part of the video.
I will say one thing. DDG and Dub Mama is most definitely the problem. And I hope this reaches the right audience. Because one thing about it, both your sons are not going through the same thing for no reason. So that means you created the problem, Mama. Seriously.
I will reiterate what I said in the earlier video. They could be the same type of woman. There's a group of them out there. We don't know who's all in them. We just know after certain situations happen, after certain things happen, they start acting the same. So how is it really their fault when they bumped up with, I'm thinking it's the same type of woman. Think about this, and I ain't said this in the earlier, but think about this. They're online all the time talking to different people in their chats about different shit at different times. You really mean to tell me they can't communicate? Because if they're communicating to that level with random strangers, why can't they communicate with those people unless those people can't talk? Unless those people are not easy to talk to or to communicate with or to be at a level space with. That will be understandable why you would need a mediator. It's usually what happens within those type of relationships. They like, in all honesty, it be the women who just can't talk. Well, from my standpoint, it's like, yo, we can have a level-headed conversation. You just don't want to be level-headed. But yeah, you'll say, no, it's the mother fault. She raised two dudes who became stars and can't deal with what? Kids are, you can call them bad as much as you want. They made something of themselves. How you compare that to bad?
Both, if you to raise two men that aren't mature enough to talk to their baby mamas and can only go to social media to drag their baby mamas for financial gain and can't get their kids on their own right, you have to do it for them. You are the problem. You raised a man that can't even be man enough to get his own kids. 2 times. Dub is on there. Yeah, my mom's on there. I see my son. Me and DG, my mom's on the reason that we see our kids. We don't even talk to our baby mamas. As if that's a flex. As if that's a flex.
It's not a flex. It's the truth. He can't say nothing else. It's the truth. And we don't talk to them. He probably didn't say because they're not easy to talk to, but in all retrospect, they're not easy to talk to, so we don't talk to them. We could even chalk it up to say we really love them, and since we can't have them, we don't want to talk to them. Cool. Still doesn't change the fact that they can't talk to them. And how are you going to call them whatever other than grown and understanding for knowing that they're not going to say nothing nice in this situation and not wanting to say nothing at all? Because they do say if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. But yet, they're childish, not understanding because they just don't want to talk. Like talk, instead of doing what they need to for their child. Hey, I see what's going on here.
It's so many moms out here that do stuff like that. If my son have a child, you better talk to your child mama. What are you talking about? How old are they? 30-year-old men that can't talk to the women that they laid up with. You can't talk to women that you done laid up with for years unless you still banging them. Or like, what is it? What is it?
Y'all changed after y'all had that kid. Start becoming possessive, feeling like the kid is just yours and I can't tell you what to do, but you can tell me what to do. You see it all the time. It's like, what? Are we really looking through an unfair lens here, or are we just looking for the wrong that we feel is wrong and then pointing at that wrong and not look at the broader picture?